Today, we're going to do power rankings. It's like, I don't know how to say it, but other than how you've been doing this year and where you rank compared to other people. So, yeah, going to give how many wins they have, stage wins, lap sled, where they are in points, maybe top 10s, top 5s, or maybe just, yeah, whatever. Start off, we're going to go from 20th to 1st. We're doing the top 20, and then we're just going to throw some honorable mentions right now. Honorable mentions. We got D Burrito. D Burrito's been doing solid in the 95. He led 49 laps in the Daytona 500. Then we got Chris Buescher, who's having a top 5, top 10 run at Bristol. But yeah, they make it outside. And William Byron, Alex Bowman don't make it. But they're just kind of there. William Byron had a nice top 10 at Texas, led some laps. He's led a lot of laps this year. I think it's like 84. He's had a top 10. So yeah. And 20th. Ooh, shiny. We have Ty Dillon. That's right, Ty Dillon. He won a stage at Bristol. How did he do it? He fought off one of the best cars out there, Clint Boyer in the 14. He's had an all right year. This is obviously the quarter review because it's been quarter of the season. 22nd in points currently. He's on 6 laps. He's got a stage win. So he's been doing pretty good, especially for the 13 car. 13 car's been struggling in the past, not doing so well. So to see him do well in that car is good. So that's why I put him over Byron, Buescher, D Burrito, because the car he's in is not as good. 19th, this was tough. Kyle Larson, ever since Atlanta, it's just been bad. He led 142 at Atlanta, won a stage. Ever since then, it's been wrecks, issues, bad finishes. So far, this first quarter, it's going to be something Kyle Larson wants to forget. It's just been terrible for him. 18th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's on 23 laps this year, 18th in points. No wins, no stage wins. He's just had a decent year. So I put him at 18th. 17th, Paul Menard. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. He's got a top 10 at Bristol. I think he had another top 10 at Texas as well. So he's got a couple top 10s in there. He's run inside top 10, right outside the top 10. So he hasn't been like screaming out, hey, but at the same time, he hasn't been bad. So he's kind of just in the middle. That's why he's 16th. They're 17th in my power rankings. Some of these guys, I just don't know how to say it, but that's what they are. 16th, Eric Jones. He had a good Texas race, led 30 laps in that race, I believe, 40 laps on the year that he's led. Hasn't won any stages, hasn't won a race. He had a really good race going at Bristol until he had a couple loose wheels. Yeah, Eric Jones is the lowest Joe Gibbs Racing on this list at 16th. The other ones are all in top, you want to say 10. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they are. They're all in the top 5, actually, the rest of them. At 15th, we have Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon's got a couple top 10s this year. He's been doing pretty good. 3-car, their last 2 wins were last year at Daytona when he wrecked Almirola for the win, and then the fuel mileage race at the Coca-Cola 600 in 2017. So those are his 2 wins, and usually, as I've said in the past, they were kind of luck, if you want to say. But he's been doing pretty solid, honestly. Much better than I expected. I thought he'd be outside the top 20 in points. He's 14th in points currently, so he's definitely exceeding my expectations. That's good for him. So he sits 15th in my power rankings. You'll see why he dropped below his points position here in a minute. 14th, I have Jimmy Johnson. He's 13th in points. He's led 64 laps. He has a top 5 at Texas, and he has a few top 10s on the year, one at Bristol, one at Texas. And I think he had one at the Daytona 500 as well. He's led a lot of laps this year compared to last year. He led more laps at Texas than he did all of last year. He's led 64 on the year. He's got a top 5 at Texas, as I said. He's been running much better than he has last year. It's still been rough at times, like Martinsville. He ran 24th the whole day, finished multiple laps down. So he hasn't run as good as he wants to, but he's doing better than he did last year at the start. He's been leading laps. He's been running up front, getting top 5s, top 10s. So I put him on 14th. Now, this guy jumped from 15th in points, his points position, to 13th on my power rankings because of the car he's in. Number 6 car historically has not been running well. With Trevor Bayne, Matt Kenseth did decent. He got a couple top 10s in there. but nothing really jumped out of there. But Ryan Newman, he's in 15th in points. He's in playoff contention in the number 6 car. They've had some struggles with that car. There were rumors that there's a chance it doesn't come back this year. Ryan Newman signs an agreement. He's in that car. So we're like, what's he going to do now? I don't know what it's called. It's a step down from where he was at RCR. And he's been doing great. He's been doing solid. I think he's gotten a couple top 10s. He hasn't let any laps, but he's been running in the top 10, getting some stage points. Solid year for him in the 6 crew. The 6 crew's got to be happy for this. It's the best they've run in forever. So good for them. 12th, we have Eric Almirola. Almirola is 11th in points currently. He's led 72 laps on the year. Obviously getting that first win since his joining of SHR last year at Talladega, going back to the track that he won at this weekend. So good for him. He's run really well last year and this year at tracks. He's led 72 laps, as I said. I seriously just, I don't know what to say other than that. 11th, Chase Elliott. Elliott's led a lot of laps this year, 122. He started off like the first 7 races without leading laps. In the last 3, he's led 122. Martinsville, he finished 2nd. That's been the highlight of the year. The low light of the year, or did he finish 18th? It was like Auto Club or Vegas. He finished 18th and basically ran there all day. But, yeah. He's led laps at Bristol, Texas, Martinsville. It's been an up and down year. 10th in points out of all of this. So good for him that he's in the top 10 points, but they could be doing better. 10th, this is a guy I'm very impressed with. Very impressed with. Daniel Suarez. He doesn't have any wins. He doesn't have any stage wins, but he's led some laps, 21 laps, and he is 12th in points. Last year in the number 19 with Joe Gibbs Racing, he didn't make the playoffs. He won did he win a stage last year? He might have. But he's doing good this year. He's up to 12th in points. 12th. Over guys like Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones. These are guys who have made the playoffs in the past. And Jimmy Johnson is 7-time champion. Kyle Larson. So he's been having a pretty solid year in this 41 car. And I'm impressed with him. He's been getting some top 5s. I think he's got a top 5. And then also getting some top 10. So I'm very impressed with how Daniel Suarez has run this year. He should be looking back and be happy with his performances in this first quarter. And looking up to the second quarter, he should be very excited that they can run up front and maybe even contend for his first career win. And 9th, we got Clint Boyer. No wins, no stage wins. Led a few laps, 27. He's up to 8th in points. He's just been running consistently. Getting some stage points. Getting himself some solid finishes. He got a few seconds, a few top 5s. He got a 2nd at Texas. He's got a 3rd at Richmond. Not a bad year. Obviously still wanting that win. He almost had it at Texas, almost had it at Richmond, but obviously can't win them all. But he's going to want that first win. I would not be surprised if he got it soon. Ryan Blaney in 8th. I put him in front of Boyer because he is a spot behind Boyer in points. He's 9th in points. But because of what he's done, he's won 2 stages and he's led over 300 laps, 353. He's led so many laps, yet fallen short in races. He finished 4th at Bristol after leading over 150 laps, I think. He's won a couple stages, as I said. He's just been running well. He's running top 5, top 10. He's a part of that team domination between Penske and Joe Gibbs Racing. So he's been doing pretty good with his 2 teammates. He's the only one of the 3 Penske drivers that doesn't have a win yet. I would not be surprised if it happened once again. Kansas is coming up, Talladega, Dover. Talladega, obviously, a track that Penske's run quite well at, with Logano and Keselowski being winners there. And then Kansas, Blaney ran quite well there last year. So I expect Blaney to run really well in these upcoming races. But yeah, 7th. I made a video on this guy, why he might be the most underrated driver. This number 1 car, terrible last year. Terrible. 1 top 5, I think. Like 1 top 10. Finished like 24th in points or something. This year, they're running 7th in points. They've led 24 laps in the first 9 races versus last year only leading 1 lap or something. 7th in points, 3 top 5, 6 top 10s. That's impressive for the 1 car. Considering how they've run in the past, this is a very great run they're having this year. They're going to make the playoffs. Heck, they finished 2nd at Bristol after contending for a win. I wouldn't be surprised to see them win either soon. All these guys I'm talking about, I wouldn't be surprised to see them win. I'm serious. Kurt Busch could be running up front for the Ganassi. We thought Larson would be the head of Ganassi, but now Kurt Busch is. He's 7th on my power rankings list. Kyle Larson is 19th. That should be enough to tell you. 6th, Kevin Harvick. 2 stage wins, 163 led, 4th in points. He's 6th on this list because he doesn't have a win. If he had a win along with this, where he was in points, stage wins, he'd probably be in 5th just because everyone else ahead of him has multiple wins. But yeah, he's in 6th because he doesn't have wins. He's been having a pretty good year, points-wise, obviously, and then obviously a couple stage wins, but he is still looking for that first win this year. Last year at this point, he had like 5 wins. So, yeah, I know. 5th, we're in the top 5 of the power rankings. Woo! Martin Truex Jr. just got his first win of the season, first short track win at Richmond. He's been having a pretty solid year, got a 2nd in Atlanta. He's got a couple of other top 5s. I think he had one at Vegas as well. Got that win at Richmond, obviously. He's led exactly 200 laps. He is 6th in points, so going to get some bonus playoff points for running top 10 in points, regular season points. Complicated. 4th, Brad Keselowski. 2 wins at Martinsville and Atlanta and 2 stage wins. He has led the most laps all season with 609. He sits 5th in points, so he's got a couple wins. He's got some playoff points in the bag. He can risk more than anyone, obviously, except for the people in front of him. Just a solid year for them. He was my championship pick. A quarter in, he's looking pretty good. He's locked into the playoffs. He's got a playoff point advantage over everyone with 12 right now. Over guys like Harvick, Truex, Kurt Busch, Blaney, Boyer, all the guys I've talked about. So, yeah, he's been having a pretty solid year with a couple big wins, a dominating win at Martinsville. He's got a lot to look forward to. He's got a lot to gamble for. He can go for any race when he wants. He can win wherever he wants. 3rd, Joey Logano only has 1 win. I put him over teammate Keselowski because he is 2nd in points. 2nd in points. So he's been having a pretty good year. He's got that win at Las Vegas after holding off teammate Keselowski. 4 stage wins, 333 laps. So that's a lot of threes. Yeah, he's been doing pretty solid this year. He's got that one. He's defending his championship. He's 2nd in points. No championship hangover. He's been doing great this year, looking to defend his title, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. So, yeah, Joey Logano 2nd. Or 3rd, my bad, in the power rankings. I'm so sorry. 2nd in the power rankings. Kyle Hamlin. Yeah, you thought I was going to say Kyle Busch, but then you thought I was going to say Denny Hamlin. So for the grand reveal, the winner is this hat right here that you can't see. Is it a FedEx hat? Is it an M&M's hat? Well, it's time to reveal. Number 1 on the power rankings list, first quarter 2019 is, you just saw it, Kyle Busch. Yeah, we'll talk about Denny Hamlin first. So 2nd in my power rankings, Denny Hamlin. Got a pair of wins at the Daytona 500 in Texas. He's got a stage win as well. He's only led 97 laps, though, so that's a little disappointing. But he does sit 3rd in points, so he's been getting some stage points. But then again, he needs to lead more laps in my book. Those 2 wins, obviously, a big deal. Gets him a lot of playoff points. Gives him more free time to gamble and stuff. Okay, that sounded terrible. Risk. He can risk more because he's already in the playoffs with playoff points. So he can go for more playoff points. That sounded bad, but yeah, I'm sorry. You get my point. And then obviously number 1, Kyle Busch. That's just dumb if I don't put him up there. He's led 599 laps on the year. He's got 3 race wins, 5 stage wins. That's the most out of anyone. So that is 20 playoff points. Points leader. He's 1st in points, 1st in wins, 1st in stage wins. How could I not put him 1st in the power rankings? That would just be absurd. Respect his talent. Yeah, just respect it. But yeah, he's got a big advantage on everyone else. 9 playoff points for Logano, 11 for Hamlin, 12 for Keselowski, 5 for Truex, 2 for Harvick, 2 for Blaney, 1 for Ty Dillon, 1 for Kyle Larson. That's everyone that has playoff points this far. Guys that will win stages this year, like I guarantee it. Martin Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola. That's all the guys I think I can guarantee that will win a stage. Everyone else is a toss-up. Talladega this weekend, I'll give you that preview on Friday. Yeah. What else? I don't know. That's all I got. I'll make more videos. You got this one. If you want to see my Kurt Busch underrated video, up here. Yeah, right here. Woohoo. If you want to see my Timmy Hill, why he's the GOAT, right here. He's the real number one on this power rankings list. And then we got subscribe by clicking on my face. That's what you should do. If you haven't checked out my podcast, Zach and Nick, I'll put that in the description for you to listen to after this. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Go watch these other 2 videos and go listen to my podcast after that. Thank you for watching.